So if you can't do a push up, just use a box or use the technique, the kneel down technique where you just have your knees on the floor, so it makes it a bit easier. I would probably also change um, the Wednesday to hit this one here, Wednesday workout, because it's quite long. So for someone who doesn't have a lot of time because she works full time, it's quite long to do. And I mean, when you've got a puppy as well, it's quite demanding to do it at home because it's got quite a lot of changes, as in directional changes. So the puppy just might want to jump up and play, and it's just not um, a very good exercise. Um, so week 6, the last week, um, there's a couple of repeats because I think they've been quite effective. So the Monday workout I had last week, I had it on the Monday as well, and it was just the jumping jacks, and because they're quite fast and that they should be anaerobic exercises actually, um, or fitness depending on the way you look at it, because you're building up your fitness and stamina, but you're also burning fat because it's high intensity workouts. So I don't know whether I think I should include more of those in the program. And also on the Wednesday, I'd probably um, get rid of the dumbbell split squats because there's quite a lot of squats in there, and she's been focusing quite a lot on her um, toning of her legs. But even though this isn't one of her goals was not to tone, but it was to achieve weight loss, and toning does go along with weight loss because you do help to build your muscles, and you increase muscle mass but you decrease fat percentage. So I'd probably get rid of the dumbbell squats but add some more ab exercises because I feel that the tummy area is one that should be focused on mainly. um but that was what that for client 1. Client 2 is different. He's a 26-year-old male who weighs 13.5 stone and is 5'10". His resting heart rate is 60, which means his maximum is 160. His aim his goals for the 6-week program is to lose fat, build up his speed and cardiovascular endurance, and to tone. He's got no health problems, doesn't smoke, no CHD in the family, although he did suffer from a ligament damage, but he is now fully recovered. He trains on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 7 to 9 and plays football on Saturdays, so it's out the majority of the day. But he also plays squash the odd time, and he's a full-time teacher and starts work at 7 a.m. and leaves at 6 p.m. on a general day. Um, Sunday morning he looks after his niece, and finally he lives in Woodendene, so he's a member of the Hilton gym. So he has access to the gym, which is quite handy. Whereas our other client didn't because she didn't want to play because it's quite expensive. So hers were quite more homey activities. He's have got quite gym activities. So he's got the weights. Client 1 does have weights at her house, but they are the basic kind of weights. But as you can see on the week's planner for client 2, he has rest days on Tuesday and a Wednesday because he plays football. He's a full-time teacher, so he doesn't have time to train. So he's usually working from 7 till about 6, and then he goes home and obviously gets ready for football. But football goes on from 7 to 9, so he has that hour gap where he wouldn't be able to do many exercises. So, and he's doing exercise on Tuesday and Wednesday and the Saturday as well anyway because he is out on the Saturday. So he's doing football, so he is exercising. So it's not like he's not doing anything. I've also given him a rest day on the Sunday because even though he's not doing anything, he's looking after his niece. But it's also good for your body to have a bit of a rest break because you can't put your muscles under that stress and not have a recovery day. So that is why he has 4 recovery days in total, even though 3 of them, he is actually doing exercise. So on the Monday, he's got an interval training, a bike ride. It's just a low intensity um, warm up, and it's on the treadmill of a jog. And he has to be able to hold the PNF stretches for 20 seconds. So these are quadricep stretches, hamstring self stretch. So he has to be able to do this for 10 seconds, a 6-second contraction, and 30-second contraction. Um, The pulse lower is just a low intensity jog for 5 minutes. Um, and he has to, on the Tuesday and Wednesday he obviously has training, so that's why his rest days. And then on the Thursday he's got more cardio, so he's got continuous training, so he's got a treadmill run, and a pulse lower, or this is more aerobic because it's building into, it's also classed as fitness as well, you could argue it as fitness because it's building aerobic endurance, which was his target. And this is why he's got quite a lot of speed, like agility exercises, such as on week 2, I think it is, or not. There we go. On week 4, he's got quick feet in and out and stance switches, which are good for agility. And because he's a footballer, he needs to be able to change different directions quickly to get past the opponent. So he has also got the agility exercises in there as well. So if we go back to week 1, on the Friday he's got a swim because he likes, as he's got training on the Saturday, football day on the Saturday, if he does get injured for any reason, he doesn't want to be particularly in pain for the Saturday game. So that's why I've put kind of low intensity workouts on the Friday, because like things like swimming, that's quite good for body conditioning. So it'd be quite, it's low intensity, even though it is an interval swim. And but it will be quite low pressure on the muscles. On the Monday, he's got ab exercises because he wants to tone. So abs exercises are good for toning because along with the cardio, it will burn the fat quicker, so he'll lose weight, and his muscles will become more prominent. So he's got low boats. He's got 30 seconds of mainly, I think, of each exercise because he's quite already athletically fit because he is a footballer. So whereas client 1 was quite a beginner and novice because she didn't do much exercise before, um, client 2's got more advantage because he is already doing exercise 3 times a week with football on Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. So he does have that kind of benefit of being more athletically fit. So although these exercises are quite basic still, but they're still a lot harder than client 2's. So for example, on I think it's Friday, he's got tempo squats and a bit more toning. So basically, this week he's got more toning and anaerobic high intensity stuff, because he needs to be able to tone quicker. Week 3, he on the Monday he's got um, um, well, it's kind of core conditioning and it's also a bit of legs because you have got some squats to walk out, but it's also, if you're going in the walkout, it's mainly core conditioning, and also because you're doing deadlifts as well, so you're also doing a bit of glutes. But you've got to be able to reach a minimum of 115 beats per minute, so he's got to really be working hard for that session in order to reach that. So he needs to be able to give his full 100% effort into that. As you can see on the Friday, he's also got the same fartlek training as client 1. I would probably change that because he is a footballer. So although that is good for, it's a ladder interval, so that is good for his speed because it's changing the pace and the intensity. I'd probably increase that because he is already doing football, and so he needs to be more challenged. So because obviously he's improving his cardiovascular endurance, so he needs to be able to continue for a longer period of time. Then on Monday he's got ab exercises again. So this is just again toning. And on Thursday he's got agility exercises again. But he's on the Friday, I would probably change this to either a swim again because it's lower intensity than the anaerobic exercises. That's because obviously he's got football again, and also he would have had a speed session on the Thursday so that he could still have DOMs or be sore from that. Then on Friday, he's got a pulse rate of quads, some lunges, and star jumps are quite good as well. So even though it's a pulse raiser, he'd be starting off quite small, but obviously he'd be building up and warming up his body. So he would be warming up his muscles. On week 5, on Thursday, he has to be able to complete the whole exercise routine because we are now into week 5, so he should be completing the whole routine, as he was already aerobically quite fit because he plays sport anyway compared to client 1 who didn't do any exercise before. Again, that's another on Thursday. That's another agility session, and also on the Friday that's done the deadlifts and the lunges are working the legs because he needs to tone. So he needs to have quite strong legs for football, because obviously the tackles and the changing direction, they need to be able to have power in their muscles to provide them to change direction, and like obviously the speed, they need to have power to increase their speed or decrease their speed. So I've added quite a lot of leg exercises into client 2's program, so things like the squats and also the glutes, making sure the glutes are stronger because it powers the legs as well and the lower back as well. So along with agility, he will be burning fat as well, so it'll be helping him lose weight. On week 6, the last week, although the Monday target is quite an easy target, but he will needs to be able to complete all of the exercises to at least 50%. He needs to be able to complete 50% of the exercises, but he needs to be able to complete them at a maximum intensity because otherwise that would be easy. That would be so easy. So he needs to be completing them to a high intensity, even though they are just toning exercises again. So from kind of week 4, 3 onwards, I've added toning exercises just to get the ball kind of rolling with the toning. Whereas week 1 to 3 was more cardio because we need to increase the fat rate, the burn, and the rate at which the fat would burn. So on the Thursday again, we've got more powerful, explosive, high intensity anaerobic exercises, so squat jumps, burpees, press ups, and pull ups. So I've put there, if pull ups can't be achieved, you have to complete 8 commando push ups instead. So you do 10 normal press ups, but you'd also have to do 8 commando push ups, which is when you, if you don't know, when you push down, you have to bring a leg, like either a leg up to your side. So it's quite confusing, but if you bring the leg up to your side, it kind of tones your, not only your glutes, but also it kind of helps to increase the muscle in your hamstrings. And it does a bit of core conditioning as well because you're holding the press up position. I think 5 activities that I'd change. I wouldn't do so many toning on the client 1 because one of her targets was not to tone, but obviously toning does assist weight loss. So I would do more weight loss, I'd do more cardio, so I'd do more interesting things like sprints and continuous training, so low intensity but aerobic kind of things, and to improve her aerobic endurance. So I'd swap things for like deadlifts because that's quite relevant to what she wants to do. I think I'd swap deadlifts with more cardio, so running on the treadmill. And for client 2, I would change, I would just increase the amount of HIIT workouts because that's quite a good target for burning fat, and also the medicine balls. But that's the end of my video.